You know, if that neuralizer thing was actually real, you know who I think would use it more than anybody else? Will Smith. Bad Boys.
Sorry.
Wild Wild West.
Sorry.
Come on, man. What the hell is your problem, buddy?
Oh God, you know what? Will, just crank that thing to coma setting and make us forget everything except Ali, would ya? This is Real School. So here we are, the film we've been waiting for this entire summer. Give or take a decade. When the original Men in Black came out in 1997, I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. Then again, I was 17 at the time. Even though the franchise is 15 years old, the only thing that's changed is the fact that Vincent D'Onofrio has actually evolved into that insect-like creature he was supposed to be in the original. So the question becomes, did anybody ask for a third Men in Black film? I mean, we all know what great sequels Hollywood shells out when you have to wait a long time. But MIB 3 is pretty much what you're looking for in terms of a Men in Black film. You get the larger-than-life aliens, you get the funky sci-fi gadgets, and you get more than enough Will Smith. I mean, more than you can handle. Like, a lot more.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you will, look right here. Okay, you know how you're on an airplane and the flight attendant asks you to turn your cell phone off? And you like, I ain't turning my cell phone off. That don't have nothing to do with no damn airplane. Well, this is what we get. That's what happens. It gets up there, bounces around on the satellites, and blam! Just turn your damn cell phone off. Now you're gonna drive off a cliff tonight because your GPS don't work.
And this is where it starts to go downhill. The film really suffered from a lack of balance, and let me tell you what I mean. Some of the jokes in the film were so overdone, they became beyond annoying, beyond awkward. I mean, they not only flogged a dead horse, they went to the glue factory after and burned it down. On the other side, some of the aspects of the film left you with unanswered questions or left you wanting more. Knowing that the film travels back in time to the 1960s, I noticed in the trailer you get these great homages to classic sci-fi aliens. I wanted to see a lot more of this. I thought they were going to play on it the entire film, but the truth is they buried what was arguably the best idea of the movie. Another major plot hole was the character O, who was played both by Emma Thompson. What the hell was she thinking? And Alice Eve, who has already been in a huge cinematic miss this year in The Raven. In Men in Black 3, O is the new head of the Men in Black. And apparently she's also the love interest to our hero K, and has been for over 50 years. And yet, it's the first time we've ever heard of this character. I guess this untold story happened in the 10 years between the second and the third film. I felt really bad for Emma Thompson because she suffers from those really awkward moments in the film, and she's a much better actress than this. But Emma's embarrassment aside, the rest of the supporting cast is actually a lot of fun to watch at times. But once again, they all suffered from the same problems that the film does. Josh Brolin was great as a young K, and he does an amazing Tommy Lee Jones impression, but that got kinda old pretty fast. Nicole Schlesing, that chick from Pussycat Dolls, well, she has a cameo, but she really brings nothing to the film. Even Will Arnett and Bill Hader, two of the funniest comedians out there. They get cameos, but once again, they're gone way too soon. Hader is the kind of guy who can steal a movie, and yet he was on the screen for such a little amount of time that he basically wasn't even funny. Both my biggest love and my biggest hate of the film had to be Jermaine Clement, who plays the supervillain Boris the Animal. He has a great mix of raw, animalistic rage, but also with this classy accent, and he brings this air of debonair to the villain. He was like the love child of James Mason, Hannibal Lecter, and that biker from Raising Arizona. That's the weirdest three-way I've ever heard of. But again, some of his scenes just went on way too long and created such a sense of awkwardness, you wanted him off the screen. Nevertheless, that talented Kiwi is this episode's for the win. Okay, it's not an Oscar like Brett just won, but hey, it's something. Ultimately though, Men in Black 3 was just too much. And ironically enough, too little, way too late. The quirky science fiction and humor just wasn't enough this time. The story was predictable. They didn't even up their game for what's arguably the last part in a trilogy. So, it was a burn it. 10 years after the original, I thought I would enjoy it, but it looks like I've moved on. Real schoolers, you asked for it, so you get it. Our next live broadcast, School Night, will be Thursday, June 14th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you gotta be there once again, or for the first time. Go to the link in my sidebar, go to blogtv.com, and until then, school's out.